Welcome to Backstabbers, the only podcast where we're not just sticking needles in your back, we're talking behind it too.
What up, Backstabbers?
Well, there was something I was going to talk about that is probably controversial, but I've been just feeling it lately and it's been peeving me off.
Let's go for it. Let's hear
it. Let's talk about it. I am so tired of being treated differently because I have a vagina. And it has been just pounded lately. Not my vagina. I mean, maybe it has. But it has happened so much lately. Like, I am fed up with it in our field. It is ridiculous. Men don't have a clue how much we have to deal with it. It is constant and it is exhausting. So if any of you ever wonder why your female provider is being snatchy, it's because she's tired of fighting harder and still getting paid less than everyone else.
Yeah, that's fair. I say once entering the locum world, I've noticed a difference. You're just, I was going to say not taken seriously, but it's not even that. They think they can bulldoze you or manipulate you and just be okay with it. And it's like,
but then if you stand up, then you're the B word.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get passed over because they don't want to work with somebody that's a B.
I'll own it. I mean,
it's just like, and I tell people, like, as a nurse, as an ER nurse for however many years it was, 12, I never really felt it. Never felt the male female difference.
Well, because you were in your role. You were a nurse.
Yep.
That was it.
And so when I went to anesthesia school, it was the first time that I noticed it. And then it's just knocked on the door constantly since.
And you were a nurse in a predominantly female nursing.
For the most part. Mm-hmm.
Right.
I mean, there were males, and to be honest with you, I would love to call them and ask them how much they made because I bet they made more than me. I never knew to ask. And that was also back when my place of employment was like, you cannot talk about your pay. And nobody did. We were all afraid. And then one day when I was a provider, we were all sitting in the lounge and they had said we can't pay. And then somebody was like, why can't we? We literally, there's a law that says that we can talk about it. We all talked about it.
Federal law. It's protected.
And then we found out that all the men were making more than the women and everything exploded. And so it is just exhausting because I think I get frustrated too because there's just so much expectations from women. Like from you need to raise your kids at home, but you got to be at home, but you need to provide and you need to be a provider because if you're not, I mean, it's just everywhere you go. It's like, but we're going to treat you differently. We're going to pay you differently, but you still have to go home and be home with your kids and raise your kids and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, we truly are expected to do it all. And it is exhausting. And we're supposed to do it with a really super smile, like kind smile and not be a snatch.
Yeah, Aaron knows better than that.
No. Clearly everyone knows how to surpass that. But I try very hard not to, but it's just.
It's a lot. And I feel like, and just for maintaining yourself and working out and eating right and sleeping enough and like, there's not enough time in the day.
There just isn't. And then you still have to worry about, like, there's this big old situation going on in my gym right now about this one person, this one male that's making everybody uncomfortable, has made multiple females complain. One of the weightlifters, who's actually probably could kill this guy, literally hid from him because she was alone in the gym with him and she was afraid. And I was like, and then we're trying to do what we're supposed to do and we're freaking afraid or harassed or like it's never ending. It's everywhere we go, there's something to fight. And I was like, God, some days I just wake up, I'm like, I'm so tired of fighting just to be equivalent. And then I pray about it. And I try to tell myself that I'm supposed to have a servant heart and I just need to serve and do it with a smile because that is what God has put me on this earth to do. But then when you look next door and they're making $100 more an hour than you, really lights a fire. But so that is my controversial topic and I'll get off my soapbox, but it has been, Devin's tired of hearing about it. So y'all got to.
No, I mean, I definitely think it's valid. My very first nursing job, I'll never forget, I didn't know to ask for more money. Like they gave me an offer and I was like, that sounds fabulous. I would work for less. Would you like to hire me for, I mean, like I was so naive. I had no idea. And Aaron and I were married, but he was in sales and newer to that side. So hadn't been in the business world as long either. And I just didn't even think about it. He did say afterwards, he was like, you should have asked if that was you like, if you could negotiate anything as sign-on bonus. That was also before they did a lot of sign-on bonuses. So,
Mm.
um, but we were all sitting down. I worked my very first job. Well, I technically worked in a step-down unit for a minute, and my one partner left me while I was working nights and was sleeping with a patient. That's a whole nother story. But so I left that job. That lasted not long. And my manager managed, kind of like our current one, managed several different units. And they were like, you will fit this one. So I went and worked in
Go here.
GI and did endo for 2 years and absolutely loved it. But I worked there was heavy male nurse environment. There were several of them because they liked doing the conscious sedation and the modalities. It kind of gave them a little extra oomph. But I realized that they made so much more than me. And initially I was like, well, so they've been doing it longer and, whatever. And they're like, well, no, we asked for more. When we hired on, we didn't take what they offered. And I was like, I never would have thought of that. So from every job since then, I have asked for more money, for a sign-on bonus. But I did ask. But at the very first job, I never would have even known to ask. And I would say for us three, when we were doing our negotiation, I think our penises were bigger than some of our male cohorts. I'm just going to throw that out there. They were all ready to just sign and make it go
100%.
away. And I feel like the girls were who stuck together and were like, no.
No, absolutely.
Well, again, because we have to fight for it,
No.
and nobody.
I'm sure we were seen by lots of people as the bitches in that situation, but
well, we all know I was.
but we got a fairer deal. And I think that's the thing is I don't want to be paid more than anyone else. I want to be paid the same. Our
Fair.
group fought
Mhm.
for the same pay, and I think that's important. And I want it to be fair within the region for the job that we do.
And that's all that
Agree.
we've asked for. Like, I've never asked for a crazy amount of money.
Never
for
been
anybody.
I
above
don't have
and
to be the
beyond.
highest
Mm-mm.
because I think our work-life balance is what makes the difference there. It has
agreed.
to be reasonable or people will leave you. So you have to be close, but I don't know.
Especially when all down the road people are getting paid like that same amount that you're asking for.
Right.
Like,
Right.
and yeah, but
again, when it's a female who asks, it's us being greedy, or
Mhm.
it's us asking too much, or it's
Yep.
I don't know. It's not right.
yeah. And I hate when people find out my husband is a doctor because they also are like, oh, you don't need it. Like, she doesn't need, like, she doesn't need it. You're like, you don't know me.
Yeah. She's
like,
so expensive. She definitely needs it.
Do you know me? I have to buy new brushes, and he says that my new dish brushes are on me. So that is an expense that I have to incur.
That's funny.
Or your friends for your Christmas.
Well, I was just reading an article, changing the subject, about, we had talked about AI and anesthesia and things we thought it could do. And this is not AI. Well, I mean, it sort of is. So apparently there's a robot/AI thing that they're working to do intubations with. Yes. I thought it was like something made up on social media. And then I started reading it. And I guess they've been working on it for a couple of years. And while it is not like out in the world and ready to use yet, it is something that they are working on.
I mean, so here's my thing though.
I don't know
so if
about
we
that.
replace every single like nobody's going to have a job and nobody can live, like where do we stop with the robots?
Well, and not only that, a robot's great until it's not great. So
Mhm.
what happens when you are mid-intubation and the robot has a glitch, can't
glitch.
intubate, you can't, whatever, the power fails, and who is supposed to be the qualified provider hasn't now intubated anyone in years, because said robot is doing it.
Mm-hmm.
How good are they going to be? Not.
No.
The answer is
And
not
can you
good.
imagine like it going down the algorithm and like switching LMAs and replacing the LMA because you think the tongue is just misplaced a little bit and you think you can get a leak? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we go through these things and we're like, I really think I can alter it just a little bit. It'll fit right. I mean, I can't imagine that would ever happen.
Speaking of LMAs, LMA with paralytic.
Well, I told you, y'all can't do that other places. They freak out.
Well, I had to
Alex,
ask
don't you
about it
ever
today.
do it.
I was like, I won't do it. Yeah, I knew better.
They freak out on you.
Yeah.
Sorry. There actually are. And I've been doing it for years and I've, knock on wood, never had one aspirate, but I have had a tube aspirate.
I mean, the
After-
ASA standard actually says it is not contraindicated. It will usually fix an LMA that needs it, or you're converting to a tube. I mean, I don't know.
And somebody else brought up the point that if you're using an LMA, they're low risk for aspiration anyways, which
Correct.
is why we're using the
Which
LMA.
is why we're using it.
So also, what's the difference between pushing a paralytic and then masking them.
Yep.
Because
This is
they
actually
have no airway in.
better.
You
Yeah.
might have an oral airway in, but what's the
Mhm.
difference between the oral airway and an LMA and while you have the paralytic in?
Rod used to say when he was like doing it like full time, he used to say that England had been doing it for gallbladders and inflation
Mhm.
for years without any.
I think that was even a board question, like under 15 for pressure and under 15 minutes or something was the goal, and you
Mhm.
could do an LMA with paralytic and a insufflation.
And yep.
So, like,
Yeah.
but man, get that if you're,
Anyway.
beaten into it. I mean, it's like the first time that I did an LMA for tonsils at my
I love
hospital.
'em.
The first time I was like, I feel this isn't safe. This isn't safe. And then
No,
after we
it
did
is
it, I
a
was
game
like,
changer. It is so much safer. The
and
patients
I
don't
asked our guy,
spasm.
he was like,
He
no, but I
won't
was
do
like,
it.
I've literally never had a child at my other facility spasm
Nope.
because of it.
Never.
And I was like, in our population here, they smoke more, they're more
Mhm.
reactive.
Mhm.
Acidity
They're
is
obese.
super vegetable.
The
Yes.
peds are obese.
An LMA like cuff just gets all of that stuff, all the blood and the
Well, you can
mucus, and
suction.
and you
Yeah.
suction the top of it, and then it's done. It's
Yeah.
great.
And they just wake up so much smoother. I don't
Less
like, and
pain.
I don't like that for peds, we're pushed to be fast. I feel like faster than we are even with our adults.
Oh,
And I
hands
don't
down.
like that we practice it completely different than our adults because we don't do enough peds. And I feel like I personally don't like doing this half awake, half asleep extubation. It bites me in the ass every time. They are either
Yeah.
going to be fully asleep, but then I'm still going to sit there for a minute
Yeah.
and make sure because they could still have a spasm out and pack you.
Which is also another place that they're not super used to things happening. So
Absolutely. I wake mine up.
Yeah.
It
I
takes
wake
a minute
mine up.
longer throughout the whole day, but you have one spasm and your day's screwed anyway.
Well, and that's probably
Yeah.
why the NT surgeon doesn't
I don't
prefer
know that he
certain people
cares for me
because
to be in my room. Yeah.
but that's why I'm like, I'm not going to rush. And I've told this to people. If you
No.
rush in that first lawsuit that you sit because you rushed because you were so worried that somebody's going to
Yeah.
think you're slow, I was like, not going to matter then,
Not-
is it? I
Yeah.
was like, you have to sleep with yourself. Like,
No.
I'm not doing it.
No.
Nobody's going to rush me. I'm like, if this was your kid,
That's
I'd be doing the same
why
dadgum thing.
I
Yep.
don't do kids.
I try very hard not to.
I
And I
don't
used to
mind
love
them.
them. I did them forever
mind
and
them.
then kind of burnt myself out and haven't done one.
I
Now
get
that I
more.
don't take
I
call,
get
I
more
don't even feel
stressed about the charting, to turn around, to leave the patient, to chart, to do this, and then to be turned over and ready to go for the next one. It's a speed thing.
I don't chart at all during my peds. If I am the only provider, I don't have a student or I don't have someone helping me, I don't chart.
I'm just not turning away because
Once
I've done it
dropped them
before.
and pack you, I can chart it in 2 minutes.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
whole case. It does not take me long.
I've turned around before, and then they started coughing, and surgeons tried.
Yep.
I'm like,
No.
it's not worth it. It's not
Mm-mm.
worth it. And again,
that's
I
one
try
thing
to
I do
treat them
love.
like they're mine.
I love computer charting for that reason because your vitals will be caught up.
Mhm.
So literally all you have to do is come back,
Click a
the
couple things, and
icons.
then
put your little intubation stuff, put your wake up stuff. You're good to go.
agree.
Yeah.
And I'm so sorry if you had to wait 2 more minutes in the doctor's lounge.
I mean, seriously, one spasm and you have tripled that time that my extra couple of minutes on each wake up took.
Absolutely.
Well, and I think that's what scarred me was I was a student and we had parents lie about when they fed their kid last.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
puked
Happens a lot, yeah.
everywhere, and
Yeah.
it was so traumatizing. I was like,
Yeah.
this kid is gonna die in the OR while I'm in
Yeah.
And it
No,
is
I agree.
parents lie a lot because they have no idea. Yeah, I think nobody reiterates why we tell you not to
Why.
eat. It's like
Mm-mm.
they think we're torturing them or something. And I'm like, if
Mhm.
we, I also say that about most things, which I'll ask y'all this too, because I had a patient Christmas week, and it's one of those days where we had too many totals on it. They didn't have enough beds upstairs for them, and we shouldn't have been doing them anyways. But so this one got canceled, and it was mine, and it was a total shoulder. I go over, and this poor man had had a stroke, couldn't use the other side, and he couldn't even sit up on his own. So to raise his arm up, I don't think. I mean, so it shouldn't have been doing it anyways. But his blood pressure was through the roof, like systolic or diastolic 120.
Mm.
Like I agreed. I was like, this is not safe. And so the wife like kind of started crying to me, and she was like, we when all those big winds, I'm guessing they probably lived in a small, not sturdy home, but the winds tore up their house, and she got thrown. And then he had a stroke right after and got sent to a nursing home. And then he fell, got a total hip. It got a hematoma all the way down his whole entire leg. And this was 2 months prior to this, by the way. And so they just had all this other stuff. And so one doctor in rehab had told him to stop his blood pressure medicine because his heart rate was running too low. Another had told him to double it, and then somebody else told him to stop it. And then when the anesthesia called, they said, "Oh, no, you need to take that before." She goes, "I had 4 different people telling me what to do with his medications, and I don't know who to believe." And she goes, "Look at this list."
Understandably.
She goes, "Y'all don't write beside what it is for?" She goes, "I don't know what all these medicines are for." And she just got real tearful. And I was just like, I felt so horrible for her. And I was like, I am so sorry. And like we should, all of our discharge instructions should have metoprolol, like heart rate. I mean, the uses, what we're giving it to them for.
That's also so much information that you have to keep up with on one sheet for all of you. I mean, think about these old people. They have
he had 20 medications.
so many
at
medicines.
least.
I feel like maybe that, and not to pass the buck, we should all do our part. But maybe a pharmacy, like a yearly print off, or every time you
It
get
needs
a
to
new
be a
med,
service
a
somewhere.
print off, something.
But so then I went over to the
All the different names,
PACU
what it's
nurse,
for.
and I was like, "Who's going to hook them up with their primary again?" And she goes, "Oh, well, they're responsible for doing that." And I was like, "She doesn't even know who to call." So we don't even appropriately, after we cancel a case, say, "Hey, you this is your problem. This is why we're canceling your case today." And you're like, "Good luck." And this poor woman was so overwhelmed with taking care of him on a daily basis, like to get him to whatever doctor, and especially if we needed cardiac clearance or something. Like we should have an avenue to where we're like, "We made this appointment for you. You follow up on Monday." Because also, if you call, it takes so long to get in the doctor now.
Yeah.
There's no telling how long it was going to take him to get his blood pressure under control. And it didn't deem emergent for us to send him to the emergency room because we gave him a dose, but it was still too high for him, especially who had like several strokes.
Yeah.
And
well, and he probably needed the shoulder fix because it's his only one that's working.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
we're going to see him again, but
that's rough.
I was like, it was one of those that I was like, maybe God's canceling this one because it doesn't need to be done, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you could understand him. And then I was like, I'm not going to block that. Like, I don't even.
No.
The whole situation was horrible, but I seriously wanted to cry for her because she was in fairly good health
Trying.
and trying so hard. And I was like, I feel like I have no way to help you. And I don't even know, because I went and asked the PACU manager, and then I went and asked somebody else, and nobody was like, I don't really know what to tell you to tell them.
I feel like electronics have been great for a lot of things. And I think the portal definitely has a place. Don't get me wrong. But I think a lot of times we just say things are on the portal and people don't know how to get on their portal, don't know how to do any of the electronic versions of things that we've done. So especially those old people.
Yeah.
So maybe that's where some of the downfall is. Like it's been great for some of it, but not.
Well, and then they don't, like, even if you said, "Oh, well, primary care should do that." Well, primary care is given 6 minutes with every patient.
Right.
And the older patients have so many issues, they don't have time to go over all that
Yeah.
stuff. Like, what are they? I mean, so there is a breakdown in our system. And I'm like, I just wish we could help fix it because I get so frustrated for these older people.
Yeah.
And I know it's going to be me one day, and I'm going to be like, how am I supposed to?
Right.
I wonder if that would be like a service for telehealth.
It could be. I mean, like, let's go through your meds. Let's make a list of what they're for, like why you're taking it. That way, if the doctor says, "Hey, you need to stop taking your blood pressure medicine," you're like, "Oh, this medicine." I mean,
honestly, that could be a service to just the elderly in general.
Yeah.
They could pay a one-time whatever. Someone will Teams in with your appointment or your whatever you're doing and
anytime
tell you what to do. Man, I don't know. That's tough.
It's like a medical interpreter almost.
Yeah. Because you're right. Half the time, even the
up with
person.
a pharmacist, that would be a good person to help. I mean, business idea.
Yeah. We're always looking for something. I did blame anesthesia for something this week. You guys will find this funny.
It's
So
not our fault.
one of my friends had an ACDF, and I saw her. It was like 3 weeks post-op, and I saw her and was asking how she was doing. She was like, good. She's like, man, I guess I came down with the flu or something, or maybe it's how they had me positioned. She's like, my whole body hurt for like 2 to 3 days afterwards.
It sucks.
And her mom's a nurse practitioner, and she's like, I bet it's like how they had you positioned, or, you laid there, because it was a pretty decently long surgery. And she's like, I'm sure that's what it was. And I was like, it was anesthesia.
Yeah.
She was like, you think? And I was like, I mean, we get blamed for everything, but that was definitely us. It's like, you 99% sure got succinylcholine, and you get full body myalgias that last for 2 to 3 days. I guarantee that's what that was.
And you're young and you've got muscle tone. And
she's real active. She plays. Yeah. Anyway, so she was like, dang, I thought I was dying. Like my neck was fine. But my full body was killing me.
I have always wanted to call those. Have you ever had like, I had one real muscular guy one time, and like, after you give the sucks, he's like doing all this, and I was like, ooh, he gonna hurt tomorrow.
He got hurt. He got hurt. Though we had the one ologist that I still say is the smartest person I've ever worked with that had done the study that said a full dose of sucks, like a heavy-handed dose of sucks, even with the big twitches, they hurt less after. Do you remember that, Sarah?
Yes.
Did he ever tell you that?
Yeah. Luke,
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And he is the smartest human being ever.
I mean, I've never followed up on it, but I don't remember if he had read it or if he himself had done research, like while he was in school. I don't remember the background story.
I think he
just
read it.
remember Dr. L said it and Lacey believed it.
He was one of those like truly photographic memory. Like he would be like, I read an article in 1967 on page 15, paragraph 3, code A. And I'd be like,
Yeah. He used to, when I was young in my career with him, he would say things like, oh, have you read that article? And I'd be like, oh, I don't know if I have that one. Tell me about it. I'd like, act like I'm reading. Towards the end, I'd be like, I haven't read that,
Yeah.
but please do tell me.
so doctor, I'm illiterate. Actually. Yeah. He sat me down
Please tell me though.
in the lounge one day, and he told me how to wire my whole, because I said I'd bought a generator. And he literally was like, oh, you just take this one. And I look and I'm like nodding at the end of it. And I go, I'm not sure what part of my personality that you thought that I was going to understand anything that you just said.
Did you said that to him?
Yeah.
Yes.
And he started laughing. He was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, that was a waste of my breath.
Yeah.
But
he just couldn't help it.
He couldn't.
If he knew something, he had to share it.
He was the smartest human being about every subject. I've never met anybody like it.
And also so comfortable in silence.
He was
You could sit with him in a room and not say a word for hours.
Or right behind you like this.
Yeah.
it was the heavy breathing. He just didn't even know he was breathing that loud.
No. And the arm hairs will tickle you when you're a student because he was trying to peer over and see what you were seeing. Oh, it's good.
He always made my left armpit sweat, just the left one. I don't know what happened to the right one, but the left one would just like when he was around me. And one day,
that man.
She's the manager of our whole OR now, but we had a tonsil bleed in, and this kid was 6 years old, and the ER sent the patient up with a pump tubing on the IV, and I didn't notice it because I was so nervous about doing this intubation with this bleeding tonsil, and it was in the middle of the night. It was like 2:00 in the morning. The nurse that is now the OR manager did not recognize it either. He leaned down and he's like, I'm going to make up a name. He goes, well, Timmy, we got real idiots working here with us today. And man,
and he still hired you anyway.
Yeah, he did. And we were like, so we just joked and we were like, well, if we weren't such idiots.
Yeah, y'all still do that occasionally.
That's funny.
I was like, I'm so sorry. I was worried about this child drowning in his own blood. I didn't notice the tubing. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's
still one of the greatest humans
Towards
I've worked
the
with.
end, he didn't realize he wasn't whispering.
That was great, actually.
There was
Those
a
are my
couple of
favorite
times
moments.
with like some locum surgeons. He'd be like, well, if they'd quit digging around.
Somebody to know what the hell they're doing.
I agree, but you were not whispering.
It's not whispering.
I know. He'd be like, and you'd be like, what is it? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I do agree, but I didn't say it.
I don't think it's him. And his gave a crap just lessened and lessened.
Oh, that's also true. Yeah.
Which is always a good place to be. For everybody else, it's very entertaining.
Yes. Man, that man putting in an epidural was like magic.
Maybe
I don't
3
know.
seconds. I don't even know.
Oh my gosh.
He's like, Sarah, you're just going to get to feel it after a little bit. I'm still waiting for that
Still
to
waiting
happen.
on that. I agree.
I'm still nice and steady and slow. And he was like, and I was like, have we prepped?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Oh, the students have no idea how lucky they are that they have CRNAs going up with them instead of.
Oh yeah. And to do one with Dr. Oh my gosh.
Well, you're just
That
too
was
fat.
180. Yeah. That literally happened to my patient. Told her she was too fat and she wasn't getting an epidural. And we left.
Sometimes it needs to be said.
Like, this is a bad day for you, ma'am. I'm very sorry.
And you're like,
sorry about it.
Lacey's backing out going, congratulations. Yay. Happy birthday.
That would have been when I was a student, so I did not say names. Later, when I was a new person actually getting paid, if things didn't go smooth, I'd be like, Yeah, I gave her name a lot.
My name's
Yeah.
Kate.
Yep.
I feel like that's fair. You do.
You know,
I
I
was
told them
trying
my
to
name when
figure
I
out.
walked in. They knew I was doing
I couldn't figure out how many years we'd worked together here. I was like going back, and I was like, all of the years have just melded into one.
They have.
I just got my 5-year badge from our current place.
I did too. What toy did you pick out from the catalog?
Nothing yet.
I got.
It's so
fuck you.
random because some of them are like crap, and then some of them are pretty
They're
decent.
nice. I got my 5-year badge before then because they counted my years of service when I was
You
pharmacy.
bitch. I'm teasing.
I know.
Technically, I've been there longer. I just was private, but
What was I going to say? But yeah, I started in 21.
so we were actual employees. You never worked for private group.
Yeah, no.
You worked for private group,
Yeah,
right?
I was. Yeah.
Yeah, I did it.
Mhm.
When did you start there, Sarah? 19?
I
Because you
think.
no,
No,
you
it
came
was
in
after that.
20.
It was 20. Yeah.
Because were you the one that interviewed and I had to warn you about the one ologist? I can't remember which of you that was.
Wait, which one are you talking about?
Because he was there that day. I'll bleep it. Was new to us. We were on the other side.
Oh,
That
yes.
was one of you two.
Yes,
yeah.
because I interviewed on the other side because of the
Yeah,
situation.
so that was 2020.
Yes. I was trying to remember what year Everly was born. Yeah, it was 20.
Yeah, 2020, we started on the outpatient side. So I can always remember. And then we found out midway through we were losing our contract and we're not going to have a private group anymore. It was a heck of a year.
And remember, it was the first week and it was the first meeting. And for some reason, who called in? And they was like, well, trying to decide who was going to have to take the extra call shift.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe it was a call weekend, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody, it was nothing. And then he just voluntold me. And I didn't have childcare, and Devin was working, and I like almost
I thought
quit.
you were going to quit after that. I was
pretty
bad.
furious.
I don't blame you.
And there was no pay.
That was, because you were just expected to cover
Yes.
at that point. That was one of our more senior providers had COVID and was out for 2 weeks.
Oh, yes, that was it. That was when they forced
That
us
was
to be
the
out. Now they're like, you have
situation, 'cause
COVID, come in,
Keep working.
make sure you're here.
Mask optional.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yes, that was exactly it.
That's it. That's what
And
it
it
was.
was probably
they had COVID
more-
and couldn't cover their
I didn't
shifts.
have childcare, and I didn't know what I was going to do, and I was freaking out.
Mhm.
And then I got real.
And it was a weekend.
It was a full weekend.
Huh.
Yeah,
That
some of
it
our
was-
cohorts now should know. I was expected to do
It-
that for free. I did not
Mhm.
quit.
I did
Yeah.
mention that to one of our providers when we had a heart-to-heart not long ago, because she also was there for that. I was like, you complain about how things are now, but do you remember how they were then? And we actually thought it was good then. So
Not bad now.
maybe I realize
Ooh.
how not bad it is currently.
Too big. I'm going to unpeel
Oh,
my
no,
mask.
don't crack it.
Don't crack it. Devin goes, are you really going to videotape like that? I said, yes, I've got to show them who the real Sarah is.
I love it. I'm so glad that you did,
I just felt
because
like
I
it
would have
needed-
forgotten to talk about it, and I'm obsessed.
I am too.
Yeah.
So really, you think the TikTok shop is bad?
Oh, I don't know. I still order stuff from there. I do
You
worry a
do?
little bit about like supplements and
Face
face
stuff?
things,
Kinda
just
like
because I don't know that
Amazon.
it's the real stuff.
But that's what I've heard about Amazon too.
Well, I agree. I don't order from there either.
So I thought you said you ordered yours off of Amazon.
Ulta.
Oh, you got yours from Ulta.
Oh, no, I lied. I bought some of it in Ulta in person. I did buy some of it from Amazon, but only from the Medicube store.
Yes.
So you have to
'cause-
see who the
yes.
seller is.
Yes, I did notice that because this one's like the Medicube people.
Yes. I think as long as it's really them selling it, then you can assume that it's legit because it's no different than their own site.
And that exosome shot thing, did you get the high dose one?
Let me see. I
the
do like
2,000
it.
or the 7,000
Oh,
or
what did I do?
7,500?
7,500, of
Yeah,
course.
I was going to go full blast. I mean, if I'm going to do it, I'm going
Why,
to do
if
it.
I'm doing it, I'm doing it.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
I struggle with remembering to do it every third day, so I'm more like every other to every fifth.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'm like, I don't remember if I did it. Yeah, we'll do it again. I don't particularly like the way that one feels. It feels like you're rubbing glass on your face.
Oh, nice.
Hmm.
It is a
like that.
pinpricky sensation, but they do say that's the muddy one. And I watched a derm do like a review of a bunch of the products, and that was one of the ones he liked the best. He liked that one, and he liked this one.
Okay,
Those were his two favorites,
it's happening.
interestingly enough.
I got to do it. I got to get the rest of it. I'm addicted.
So I'm excited to break mine out. I'm like heading towards bed, but
Yeah,
I'm like,
I
I
am
don't
too.
want to go do all of it.
I've got to go meet students in the morning. They
Yeah.
wanted to meet at 6, and I was like,
I can't believe they're
6:15 's
starting. Elijah
closer to
doesn't start
Lacey's
till
time.
Monday. The school's not open till Monday, is it?
Oh, I don't know. They start tomorrow.
Well, Elijah doesn't start back till Monday, so I figured they wouldn't either.
Or he's missing the first week back.
No, he is working at his internship.
Oh, okay.
He just got back from Chicago because he goes on more vacations than I do as a college student.
Well, do it while you can.
I know. And he's got a girlfriend that has houses different places, so that's always nice.
That helps.
Well, that's
I would use that too.
That helps.
frugal.
Are we doing words of the week still?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't think anyone's playing that
I
game.
don't think
Yes.
Although interesting, one of our providers was like, "That's money. You guys could do stuff with that." I was like, "We've been trying. You need to help us."
Maybe we'll wait till we blow up. And
We'll blow it up.
Medicube sponsors us. And
When we're
Diet Coke.
cooking, that's
Or
what my
Alani.
children are currently saying. You cooked.
Oh, you could.
I think that's good. I don't know.
What is that? I don't even know what that
Slap
means.
it.
I think it can be either. Actually, I think it can be good or bad. Like, ooh, you're
Oh, you
cooked. That's
cooked.
bad.
Or, oh, you cooked.
Oh, but you cooked. That's good. I don't know.
It's all in the way you say it.
But you know what? We're not saying 6, 7, so I'm going to go with it.
I was gonna say I baked because I baked bread, but
You
baked is
baked.
probably not.
I don't think
I don't
that's
think
the
that's
same.
it.
I think that's this.
I walk in to the kids' little area at the gym today, and Everly's teaching a girl younger than her going, "Se siete, se siete." And I was like, don't be teaching other people's that.
In another language. She's
Yeah, we don't need to spread this to other languages.
Educator.
Swear.
Oh, that's funny. All right,
funny.
backstabbers out. Oh, bye. All right, Jesus wants y'all to be quiet. Bye, y'all.